Hello and welcome to the final of our stewardship videos. I'm here with Phil Johnson, our partnership secretary. Phil, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been coming to St. John's and how long you've had this role?
Thanks, Esther. I've been a member of this parish with my family for about 30 years, and I spent most of that time serving as a youth leader. But about 3 years ago, I stepped up and volunteered to become partnership secretary, and it's my joy to serve in this role.
Brilliant. Any reflections on how it's been? Any surprises?
Well, actually, when I took over the role, I thought it was all going to be about spreadsheets and accountancy, and I was a little worried about that. And it turns out the role is about that. There is a lot of spreadsheets and accountancy, but what surprised me was the amount of communication and dialogue I have with the whole parish. People send me letters about when they have joy and they're going to give extra, or when they have difficulty and they struggle with giving. And I hear very many things about the church, and that's a real pleasure.
Someone always says that generosity is a sign of God activity. So it must feel like you're at the epicenter of God activity.
Absolutely. There's times like that when, as I say, it's just such a privilege to be having this communication. And the only, of course, frustration is, and I've said this to all of you, I never tell anybody what you tell me. All giving is private, and anything that you tell me or my associate Andrew, it only stays within us.
Brilliant. Thank you. Today is Gift Day. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about what that means and your favorite subject, if I may call it that. Partnership. Well,
yes, today is the day we look for everybody to commit to their partnership for the year. And people ask, what is partnership? Well, we've got stewardship season, and stewardship is about, giving all of the different things you can. But also important is actual partnership commitment. And what we look for is people committing to being regular givers to the church. And much as we love and admire money to the Easter Center or to the Hardship Fund, if we do not have regular giving to our partnership, we cannot do anything else either. So our partnership giving is important. And you're about to ask me, but how can people give? The best way is through the parish giving scheme. And this sounds like a big word, and a scheme sounds like something strange, but actually the parish giving scheme is a lovely organization based up in Gloucestershire. It's a Christian organization, and they take care of giving so that we don't need to. They're a lovely partner. And actually, the parish giving scheme is free. Now, it's not really free, but the diocese pays it, so it's free to us. So the parish giving scheme is definitely our preferred way for regular giving.
Thank you. And thank you for that reflection on the word scheme, because a few people have said to me, it sounds a bit mysterious.
It's a funny word.
It's a funny word, but I know that they've been great partners, particularly in helping us to deal with gift aid.
Yes, they take care of all the gift aid for us, and with all the complicated things going on, I can be as direct as saying, if the parish giving scheme didn't take care of most of the admin, Andrew and I just couldn't keep up with it. Partially because of the generosity of the church. Now, if you want to give another way, that's absolutely fine. We can cope with direct giving or with, payroll schemes and the like. If you want to give cash, that's still fine. But as I say, the parish giving scheme is our good partners.
I wanted to reflect a little bit about on planned giving, because it's helpful. As you say, it helps us to plan and budget, but there's a theological side to it as well, isn't it? And the thing that makes me a planned giver is because I think it's a biblical concept. Paul invites us to set aside money that we give towards the work of God. Do you want to reflect on that?
Well, you're absolutely right, and it's very unusual for the vicar to ask somebody like myself about what it says in the Bible. But I do like this part, and it is the instructions from St. Paul to give regularly, for sure. But equally, I've experienced it. Nobody's saying give what you can't afford. Of course not. But I've found that people who are in difficult times still say, but I can only give £5 now, or I can only give this. Or if they're having lovely times, they give. But regular giving is something that I think we're all called to do indeed.
Absolutely. The final piece I want us to reflect on, lately we've been inviting people to consider giving a legacy to the church. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, a legacy, again, it's a lovely church word. It really just means mentioning St. John's in your will, and it's a lovely thing to do. Many of you have done it. If you are considering doing this and you want to make sure that you've got your wording right, Sarah Holloway, the treasurer, or I would be happy to give you guidance. Not that you really need it, but you don't want to give to the wrong St. John's by mistake without giving the wrong code number or so on. But anyway, legacy giving really means naming us in your will, and it's simply a lovely thing to do.
We have had one significant legacy in recent years that we've done something beautiful with, and it's a real joy to talk to you about this because you gave us the idea. Could you tell us a little bit about the music legacy?
Well, yeah, one of the things we can do with a legacy that we can't do with regular giving is do something that is a one-off. And so what we decided to do, or the parish council, PCC decided to do with the legacy from Malcolm Batesman's legacy, was to sponsor scholarships for choir scholarships from Royal Holloway. And I got the idea because my daughter had one from a different church, and we created that program about 1.5 years ago, and it's made a difference, I think, in our choir and also our connections with Royal Holloway. So I think it's a lovely thing.
Yeah.
Now, I can't say every legacy can do that, but a legacy is a lovely thing because we can do one-off things that can really make a difference to our parish life.
Brilliant. Phil, thank you so much for joining us. And as we come to the end of the stewardship season, I want to commend to you this culmination, our gift day, where in a sense we put our money where our mouth is and make a commitment to supporting the ministry and mission of our church. Thank you.
Thanks, Esther.